What up, listeners? We might be in the middle of the NBA Finals, but don't worry. There's still plenty of time to get in on the NBA action with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. You absolutely have to check this out if you're new to DraftKings. Using code LOUNGE, LOUNGE. New customers can bet just $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's right. New customers can bet just $5 on anything and receive $150 on bonus bets instantly. So what are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code LOUNGE only on DraftKings. And if sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry. DraftKings is the one-stop shop for all things daily fantasy, where you can join in on all the fun and have the shot to win cash prizes. From tip-off to the final seconds, DraftKings has you covered with the same game parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and so much more. So go and download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code LOUNGE, LOUNGE, and bet just $5 on any wager and get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code LOUNGE, only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
All right, let's turn the music down. Who's ready for game 2? Let's hear some noise. All right, before we get to game 2, I want to welcome the 2008 Finals MVP, the Truth, Paul Pierce.
Let's go, y'all. It's game 2. Y'all ready? Oh my gosh, I am so hyped. I'm trying to hold this in. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for coming out. This is the pregame show, Truth Lounge. Thank y'all for supporting. I want to bring out my co-host, Rachel Nichols. The lovely Rachel Nichols will be joining me today to talk some hoops. I also got Scalabrini is coming in. We're going to talk some hoops. Big Scal. Right here. All right, y'all. How y'all feeling?
Let's get it.
Yo. Game 2. Oh my gosh, I just remember the nerves I had going into game 2.
You don't get nervous.
No, I get nervous before every game.
Oh, come on.
Every game I got nervous, Scott. Believe it or not, I was nervous before every single game.
So when does it go away?
It goes away when you run that tunnel run. It started changing.
Yeah.
It was just like the energy pills start coming. When you start running down that tunnel, when we start doing the hoorah in the huddle, oh, that's when
ready to go.
It turn off.
You know why that tunnel run feels so good, right?
Oh, man.
Because of these guys.
Because of this. Because I knew I was coming out to this.
You guys have a different cheer. Like it starts out, whoa, and then it just raises up to a level. I go to all the arenas. Your guys' high level is different than everybody else's.
I'm not sure how many locker rooms can hear their fans before the game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure, because I've never heard it, and I've been in all the arenas. But, like, I just remember the Let's Go Celtics went in the locker room.
For sure.
Like, before the game started.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm hearing it. Like, Doc is giving a speech, and all I'm hearing is Let's Go. Oh, man, it's giving me chills. Sorry, y'all. I'm just getting chills being here.
You guys are different.
That's what I'm saying. This is giving me chills. Y'all know we can hear this in the locker room. Oh my gosh, y'all, stop. Y'all giving me chills. Stop. Y'all gonna make me dress. Let's
go!
I might could get a uniform on and give you one last 3. I don't know.
So what's the difference between a regular season vibe where these fans are among the best in the league just on a regular Tuesday night in January, and then an NBA Finals vibe when these guys are out there, and for you guys too as players?
They, like, right from the jump, that's it, right? Like, there's a easing into the regular season, or if we're in a big game in the fourth quarter, like a marquee game, there's a level, but right from the tip, that's how it was in game 1. Right from the tip, you guys are already up. So the level is already up. How about the level the other night when Porzingis checked in the game? Already on 10.
Bro, that's going to be, I mean, hold on, I'm still trying to come down. I feel like I want to play. But just game 2, I remember the nervousness of game 2, because I was just like, you know, I try to not watch the shows, and back then there wasn't no social media like it is now, and you're like, I'm thinking if we win game 2, we can really like put some doubt in their mind. You know, it creates doubt. When you're down 0-2 and you gotta dig yourself out of that hole, and that's what I thought coming into game 2. I was like, all right, this is the game right here. This is one of the biggest games of the series, because you establish something that they like, oh, we wasn't ready. They threw the first punch, but then when you get them in game 2, they start thinking like, whoa, hold on, I don't know if we can get them. Yeah. And I think that's what the Celtics have an opportunity to do now. And so I'm excited about this, man. And I talked to KG the other day.
You gonna bring him out for game 5?
I don't know. We might have a
Come on.
We might have a KG sighting pretty soon. We might have a.
Don't promise things until he gets.
I don't want to say when he's gonna be here, but don't worry. Anyway.
Jesus, okay. Well, you were courtside right up here for game 1, and I'm curious about what you thought of Kyrie saying it wasn't quite as loud as I expected it to be.
What? Hold on.
Y'all gonna take that? Y'all gonna take that?
Wait a minute. Hold on, dog. Hold on. I was like watching that, and I could not believe he said that. He said, I really didn't hear the crowd. Can y'all believe that? Can y'all believe that? That was crazy to me. I was like, bro, I hear the crowd from the locker room. I don't know. Does he wear earplugs or something? I don't know. I love Kyrie and everything. Right? Is he gonna hear us tonight? Okay, all right, that's what I'm saying. All right, he gonna hear us tonight then. All right, that's what I'm talking about. We're gonna make him apologize. He gonna need some earpieces after tonight.
What do you guys remember about sort of off the court during the finals? Because it's a little longer between games in the playoffs. For the first 3 rounds, you guys are going. Especially your run, where you guys, I think, played every game possible in every series except for 1. So you guys were every other day. And then you get to the finals, and there's these breaks. So what did y'all do in sort of the off days during the finals on these breaks?
I remember that cookout at KG's house.
Oh, we did have a cookout at his house, huh?
It don't matter what we do. No, basically, this is how it's, no matter if we're in the locker room, on the plane, at a cookout, at Ray's house, wherever we're at, we're playing cards, we're shooting dice, that's all we're doing. Music, dice, cards, that's it. So whatever we're doing on the off time, we're doing that. Those 3 things are at everything.
That was a staple.
No matter what we did, it was that. There was always, we were on a red-eye flight one time back from LA, and KG played music the entire way. While card games and dice games are, this is a red eye after a 6-game trip. Music, cards, dice, every day.
I don't think KG ever sleeps.
No,
I don't think so either.
I think KG, if he wanted to, he could stay up for 10 straight days. His energy is so high level.
Have you ever seen him fall asleep? Ever? Have you ever seen him sleeping on the plane? I don't think I've ever seen him, ever.
I've been to his house a million times. And then he calls me sometimes at 3:30 in the morning. And I'm like, what are you, I look like, bro, what are you doing at 3:30? I'm getting ready to go to the beach to go for a walk. Like, what? Like, do some normal stuff, bro. Like, come on. But anyways, man, I mean, just talking about 2008 and how it was for us compared to now. It's different times and different team, and a lot of people have been talking about could this team beat ours? I don't know. I don't know.
So you were asked that question the other night.
Yeah.
And you were asked about just the starting fives. And I believe you gave your starting five juice over this starting five. Do y'all agree with that?
This will be a tough. I just think we just got too much. Too much oomph. We got too much, a little more oomph.
You, KG, Ray Allen, Rondo, and James Posey.
Then we got Perk, Leon Poe, Eddie House, Tony Allen.
I want to know, how does Perk play against these guys?
Scout, I mean, like Perk probably couldn't play. That's what I'm saying. We'll have to start Posey over Perk.
Yeah, you got to go with more shooting, right?
Yeah,
Right.
of course.
Right.
Of course.
Well, people don't realize when KG played the 5, we were actually really good. We just didn't do it very often. But he can, like, there was games where we would line up and he would guard Shaq.
Yeah.
But you don't, like, that, people don't understand, like, him at the 5 is really an unstoppable combination if you have shooting. So we would have to make some adjustments for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought our def lineup was me, Ray, Eddie House, Posey, Ticket.
Yeah, that was tough. That was the lineup that got us back in the Game 4, LA.
Yeah, that was our shooting lineup.
Yeah.
And
Now
down the stretch.
You guys still hold the record. 24-point comeback in that Game 4. NBA Finals record. Largest comeback in history.
Wow,
Now, the
really?
Mavericks tried to come back in Game 1, and they would have taken it, but they didn't.
Yeah, fell short.
So, you know, you guys still hold that record for and I think that was the unit, right, that kind of sparked that comeback.
What people don't understand, he didn't play a lot of point guard, but when Rondo would get hurt or go out, Paul would play backup point guard, and he's pretty tough at that position, which I always ask, like, you played wing your whole life, but you would have no problem running the show.
Oh, I played point guard in high school, though.
In high school?
Senior year.
Yeah.
I wanted to play more, but
I think you
like-
did all right at your position.
no, yeah, but like, you know, sometimes Doc didn't listen, man. I'm like, Doc, come on, bro. Me and Doc clashed because we had the same birthday. Remember me and him used to clash all the time?
Again, I think you two did all right. I'm just saying.
No, we did. It worked out. You know what
Scal,
I'm
you have
saying?
to let me in on these G unit runs.
Oh, the G unit runs. All right. So before practice, we have which is really interesting because it would be Paul, Tony Allen, me, and Sam Cassell playing one-on-one, right?
Okay.
I would invite all the wing players, but for some reason, they would be scared.
A lot of, like,
Because I like to play one-on-one before practice.
yeah, you love playing one-on-one. You love it.
Okay.
And so we did the one-on-one. Go ahead.
So we do the one-on-one on one side of the court, and then we go to practice. And then after practice, they call it the G unit runs, which is basically, it's prison basketball. And that's Big Baby, who happen to be in prison right now, Perkins, Tony Allen, and Leon Poe. I don't think he's served yet.
Free Big Baby. Free Big Baby, man. I don't care. Free Big Baby.
Free Big Baby. So, and then those guys would play on the other end, and there was no foul called. Every time it ended up in a fight, it would carry on forever. It would carry on to the locker room. And I always thought the funniest thing, when KG would watch, right? Have you ever been to a youth basketball game where the kid plays and he always looking at his parent, like he's looking at his dad to make sure his dad's watching him? That's what that whole game was like. Every time someone would do something, they look at Kevin Garnett like, hey, look at KG, like, yo, did you see that? Did you see that?
Right.
But that was the G unit runs. And
Yeah, so
always
I don't
fights.
know why I just came up with it because I was tired of our bigs just sitting around. So I was like, all right, y'all got to play one-on-one after practice.
Yeah.
And no referee and nobody's calling foul.
Yeah.
Go.
Didn't
And
you,
so,
It was
didn't you and
intense.
Eddie get into a fight almost?
Oh, yeah,
Eddie,
every day.
Me and everybody used to always argue. I mean, Jeez. I mean, but that was the competitive spirit of our team.
Yeah.
We wanted to win so bad. Like, it was always something. Like, every day was something with somebody.
Yeah.
Like, I remember just, like, Pose and KG, because Posey, he was the only one that had a ring. And so
he
used
let
to
us
come,
know about it every day.
James Posey, when we put our team together, he'd come in the locker room, and I remember he brought his ring one day. Like, hey, y'all see this? So everybody look at KG got hot. KG was like, man, you ain't gotta be flexing your ring in front of us. Like, so KG got mad. Like, man, we know you got a ring over there.
Yeah.
He was like, no, I'm just over here trying to motivate y'all. I'm trying to motivate us. And KG wasn't feeling that, but I was like, okay. I was looking at it like, yeah, I hope we get one of these too. But that was good for us, having Posey, a guy who had experience, who wasn't afraid to stand up to whoever in the locker room. He was like one of our leaders, and I respected Pose. He's like one of my favorite teammates, by the way.
We had a lot of guys like that. Like, guys, like Sam Cassell was like that too. He'll say anything to anybody at any time. And I thought that was really good. It wasn't really passive-aggressive with our group. Everyone would always be in each other's faces, but you know, we just never, all that stuff that you see in the NBA now, that these two guys don't get along and all that stuff, like, it's like no big, to us it was no big deal at all time. Dudes were always at other guys. I always felt like guys they one-up each other in the work that they did. I always thought you, Ray, and KG were always battling, like, who's working the hardest? You come in early, Ray came in early.
Yeah. Look,
you
so
guys
one day
always trying to do that.
So one day I get to practice. Practice is at
Oh, look
10.
look who
okay,
showed
house
up.
in the house.
Look who showed up.
Always
He's
on
on
time.
West Coast.
Look who
He's
showed
on
up.
West Coast. What's up, dog? What's up, my guy? Hey, that button got stress on it. That button got some stress.
That's cool. That's cool. So do the Dallas Mavericks. They got a lot of stress on them too. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, my guy?
Well, this is perfect because Eddie has led me into what I'm supposed to ask y'all next, which is, what do the Celtics need to do in game here two here tonight to really turn this into a thumping?
Some more of it. I think all they got to do is play defense the way they did. I understand, you know, Luka had 26 shots, 30 points, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gets 26 shots. Kyrie get 25 shots. The others, they're going to be, you know, fews and twos and short change. And that's, to me, that's the recipe to beat this squad.
What do you guys think?
I think you got to just continue to make Luka work on defense. I mean, he's the head of the snake, and clearly they're gonna go how he goes, and you got to expect him. He's gonna play better, and it's crazy that you see a guy gets 30 and 10 that he's gonna play better because the bar is set so high for him, and he's one of the all-time greats already. So he'll play better. You got to think Kyrie's gonna play better, but I think Jason Tatum's gonna play better.
What I think.
For sure.
I think we got other guys that'll play better too. And so, you know, these guys, they understand the moment. They've been here before now. They've experienced heartache. They lost a Game 7 at home last year. They lost when they stole home court advantage from the Golden State the year before. Mm-hmm. They've experienced heartache. So when people say they haven't been challenged, they've most definitely been challenged. Mm-hmm. And that's the reason they're back here this year. And hopefully it motivates them to continue what they built on and what they got to get to this point, and know that the mission is not over, because I was here in training camp from day one. And from the first day I saw, and working with Jalen and working with Jason all summer, because I had a chance to work with that in the summer, they just seemed like it was a different type of maturity about them. Because I've been around them since their rookie year, and you know, I've seen them work. It was just a different maturity about them, and I would show up every day and just watch, just see what they're doing, see the lifting weights, to see the shots. It was a difference. I saw a difference in the attitude, and people say, well, what do you think about Jason? He's not playing well. What I've seen this year from Jason, and this is what I used to tell Scal and Eddie, what I see what he's doing, he's learned now. He's learning to give the game what it needs. And what I mean from that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
He's having that understanding now. Because before, it was like he'll score 30, a few rebounds,
Right.
a few this. But now, if he doesn't score 30, he's giving you 11 rebounds. He's giving you 6, 7 assists. He's playing tough defense. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, you know about that, though? Also, the team that's built around him is trust. He trusts those guys around him where he don't got to go out there and try to get 25, 30, 40 points every single night. He like you said, he could test the game and say, oh, I could get rebound because Porzingis got it going in the first half.
That's what he understands now.
You see what I'm saying? So
that's what he understands.
Understand that you got a better team around you. You able to rely on your teammates. You always going to have an opportunity to be great when you are a great player. But you don't have the opportunity to rely on your teammates if you don't trust them and don't believe that they'll be great too.
Yep.
The rebounding is so huge. I know that's what Coach Mazzulla has been preaching to these guys all season. Jason has been quietly exceptional in this. I know y'all know, but around the league, I don't think people quite realize how much he's contributed. He's averaging 10 rebounds a game throughout the entire playoffs. He led the entire game with 11 in game 1. How much have you seen that make a difference?
You have to understand, like, when he's doing that, it means that we don't have to go big. That means we can play skilled. And if you play skilled, that means you have space, so now you can get shots. So having a guy like Tatum who can also guard up and guard like 4, he can guard a Derek Lively or a Gafford. At times he has. He started out on him, and he would switch out onto Luka. That versatility allows so many more things offensively that can happen, and it helps our team execute and play that pace and space offense. So Tatum is so underrated in all the other things, and people keep harping on his points, but he's so much more of a complete player.
All right, well, I'm going to ask all three of you, and we'll ask our next guest, too. What did y'all think of Jason Kidd's comments about Jaylen Brown?
J. Kidd, hey.
Psychological warfare.
You know what? That was the banana in the tailpipe.
100%.
You know, that was the banana in the tailpipe to try to cause any kind of confusion, division, to confuse the fans, which I know we way too smart to be confused by that dumbass shit, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right,
so,
right.
We ain't rolling with that, but that's all it was. It was just to cause confusion and also try to light a fire under his team because I think J. Kidd, I know J. Kidd is super smart. He seen that ass kicking they got. He understood like, ooh, what I gotta do? I gotta try psychological warfare. I got to do psychological warfare because I don't know if my troops is built like that. I don't know. We finna see tonight. What y'all think?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Tatum goes off today.
You think so?
And I think Jaylen Brown's cool with it because, like Paul said, they're different now. They're just so much more mature than what they were. All that stuff is all nonsense to both of those guys.
Yeah.
They understand. You know, I looked up all-time duos that played together and scored. They're 22nd all-time. I mean, these are the all-time greats, right? These guys are 27 and 26 years old. They're the only, besides Karl Malone and John Stockton, that whole list, every single one of those players, those all-time duos, have championships. Some have multiple championships.
Yeah.
They're entering into that conversation, and it starts tonight.
Very nice.
All right. Listen, J. Kidd think he's slick. He's slick. I done been in the All-Star game with him, and let me tell you what J. Kidd did one All-Star game. So we playing cards, and it's me, Kevin, Ray, J. Kidd. He did something to where we had the lead go out on the court. He took the money and slid out of there somehow. Like J. Kidd still owe me $40 to this day.
You can try to collect it tonight.
No, seriously.
You better go get that.
We got to let these guys go.
No, he's slick.
Hey, Paul, we got to let these guys go. They got to go work or
Why don't you
something.
ask him about the G-Unit runs? 30 seconds. Go,
right,
G-Unit
G-Unit
runs.
runs.
G-Unit runs was gangsta out there. That's what the G stand for. It was gangsta. If you wasn't with the movement, you was not in the G-Unit run. We all was with it, though. Believe it.
All right. Hey, give a hand for Eddie.
Y'all bring it.
All right, look for Scal and Eddie on TV. I'll see
y'all
y'all
in a minute. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Oh, man.
You know J. Kidd. You know he was trying to stir up trouble.
Hey, he's slick puller.
I was like,
I'm telling
Mr. Spill the Soda has some commentary today. But I thought that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum both reacted super chill to that.
Yeah, I mean, no, they mature. They know. They know. I mean, they understand it. They gave great comments on, like, look, Jaylen Brown can be the best player on any given night. Jason Tatum can be the best player. They're so locked in, all they want to do is win.
Yeah. You can feel it.
That's all they want to do is
feel different.
All right, our next guest, they named a movie after this man. Nope, they named this man after a movie. Cornbread Maxwell. What's up, Cornbread? Ooh, hold on, Cornbread. Hold on. on, Corvette. Look at this suit. Hey, you almost as fly as me. Hey, hold on. Hold on, Cornbread. Ooh, can we get a close-up of these? Can we get a close-up of them?
That's what I'm talking about.
Hello, sir.
Hello,
Good to
ma'am.
see you.
Now, I have something that I'm going to show to Paul.
All
And I
right.
want you to be the first one to see it.
I am excited
And
about
I want
this.
you to see how big his eyes are going to get.
All right.
Hold on.
Let's see.
Hold on. Here, I'm going to let you see it.
Oh.
And you want to laugh there because you don't have one of these.
This
It
is
says
nice.
Sports Magazine NBA Finals MVP Award, Cedric Maxwell, Boston Celtics. Hey, look, y'all, look. This is what they gave him for winning MVP of the Finals.
A cheap-ass watch.
A $2 watch.
This is what I can say. I
thought they would give you a car or something.
I know it. This is what I said. I'm like,
That's amazing.
I know.
cannot believe that
I can go right now with you and LeBron. I'm going, yo, y'all got one of these?
Yeah.
No.
Look, the answer is no, right? You got
Hey, that
something
might
they
be
don't
worth
got.
something, though.
Yeah.
That's a collector's
Yeah, I
item now.
know. As you say, you're in L.A. You can find that at Crenshaw all day at the swap meet.
I can find out.
Swap
Wait,
meet.
what's that street in New York? Canal Street?
Canal Street.
Oh, man. Oh, it's good to have you, Max. What's up, man? You looking
Man,
good,
I
bro.
am.
What you think? Talk to me. What's the temperature like?
I am
Game
so
2?
hyped. I think that everybody right now is, pumped up. The thing that's crazy to me is I'm watching Jason Kidd try to do anything he can. The divide and conquer.
talking about that.
We ain't going for that kind of shit, okay? No, not at all.
Did anybody ever try to pit you and KG against each other, or because y'all were so different players and you have been here for much? Was it just not even a question?
I can't never think of nothing that somebody would try to divide me and KG. I mean, I can't even think of nothing.
No. There's a story. There's
It's a
always a story.
It's a story.
No, the best story I have is Paul Pierce. He was big time with the other players that we had, the smaller players, and KG came to the team, and they were on the team playing cards. So KG owed Paul Pierce, I think maybe like $4,000 or $5,000. So Paul Pierce came on the plane and said, KG owed me $4,000. He owed me $4,000. KG comes on the plane with something that looked like a saddlebag from the Old West.
Yeah.
And stood in front of Paul Pierce and started counting and said, you tell me when to stop counting. I like that. That was the ticket. That was when I knew that, who you were and where he was. But what I saw, the best thing about Paul Pierce to me is I've seen, hold on to everything. The best thing, the best thing I saw about Paul Pierce is I saw him grow from a very talented,
Yes.
kind of, wild, explosive player and grew up into a champion. And that's what I was more impressed by.
I'm saying, Max, what you want me to do if I'm passing the ball to Ray LaFrance, Yuri Welch? You know what I'm saying? It's a difference when you pass it to Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett.
I get
it's
it.
It's a difference.
I get
It's a difference.
But you did have to go through all that. You had to go through all that to get to where you were. And Cedric,
Yeah.
we wanted to ask you about this current team. Paul made a great point a few minutes ago when people say, oh, they weren't tested in this playoffs. They've been plenty tested in the playoffs over the last 8 years, right?
Yes.
They have fought, they have lost, they have figured out how to get back up again. What have you seen with this particular squad? From the outside, it looks to us like they are more ready than they have ever been to win.
Well,
Does it feel
what I
like
know
that?
about this, at the end of the day, they don't put that kind of shit on your ring, okay? All they say is champion. And to me, when I look at the guys who are there, they're standard bearers. They've been there a while. They know how to play the game. We've seen all this great talent. I don't think I've seen anything the way it happened when I saw Porzingis come into the building the other day.
That was crazy.
That was absolutely crazy. I mean, the fact that they let him walk down the hall by himself, they had the cameras in front of him. Only thing I remember like that was when Paul Pierce came back in after he, whatever.
After the wheelchair.
Hey, what are you doing?
That was amazing.
And all I remember is Eddie House jumping up like he was about to have a baby when you walk back in. But for all of us, when we saw you go down, I was thinking like, damn, there go my ring. And then you came running back in, and just to see the people and the response that you get, man, that is the best thing. I mean, you become, I think when you came back the first time, and you know, and I saw the young lady in the stands with your jersey, she was crying.
She was
Like
crying.
she had, like, I was like, damn, like you was a rock star. I'm like, shit.
No, listen, dog, listen. The fans know I left it on the court. Y'all know that, right? I left every ounce on the court. I gave my heart, blood, sweat, and tears to the city. You know what I'm saying? You know this. Every time. Max, let me tell y'all something what Max used to say. Before Kevin said, hey, man, you ain't gonna win here in Boston. I said, yes, I am. Just don't worry. Wait. Rashid, you need this. I was like, that's all right. I'm gonna stick it out. I'm gonna be here when we do. He used to always say, I don't know, you can win here. You know, I don't know if the owners is going, all right, I'm going to see. And I waited it out. You know what I'm saying? And I waited it out. It took 10 years, but that's all right. I waited it out. No, listen, me and him used to have heart-to-heart talks.
I bet, right?
Like on the court, off the court stuff. Me and Max used to have big brother, little brother
This
talks.
is the dude who would call me in the summertime, and I'm driving someplace, and my phone would buzz, and I was like, damn, Paul Pierce, what does he want? He's like, hey, man, I just wanted to see how you were doing. I was like, oh, I'm
But that's why
fine.
Paul's so great.
Yeah.
He's such a connector.
Yeah, that's what we connect.
I do want to say, so you won 2 NBA Finals. I don't have to tell you that, but you won 2. You played in 3, Finals MVP. Played in 2, won 1, Finals MVP. We've got another guy back here who was a Celtic, but also a Maverick, and won an NBA title with Dallas.
That's all right. Once a Celtic, always a Celtic.
Who are we waiting for?
I hear it says to welcome him in.
Hey, we got the Jet in the house, Jason Terry. Where you at, Jet? Yeah. What's up, my guy? What's up, baby? We got the Jet in the house. Ooh.
All right,
you
hold
talk
on,
about
hold on. Is he a Maverick or a Celtic? What do y'all think? There we go. There we go.
Seize up, baby. Seize up.
No, I got an interesting thing though. Look, so me and Jet, we go way back. I'm talking about college. They put us out the tournament. I'm still hot at that. They
See, I wasn't going to mention that.
Arizona put Kansas out the tournament. He was on the team. They eventually won a national championship. So me and Jet go way back. But the interesting thing, so we linked up last night. We was at the Encore, slamming a couple back, having a good time, whatever.
Fruit punches, slamming a few fruit punches.
Yeah, you know, it was a
back.
pop-a shot there.
All right.
Anyway, and Jet was like, man, it's just, dude, I play for the Mavericks and I play for the Celtics. I won a championship with the Mavericks, but dog, the way they treat you in the Celtic organization is just different. It's just different. He said that to me. He was like, man, he just said that. That just came out. I was like, damn, for real, huh? And you did all this over there. He was like, I come back here, it's just nothing but love. It's just different here. And he only played 1 season here. He played 1 season, and he says that about our organization. So when I heard that, that says a lot about not only our fans, our organization, our culture, everything, our ownership, everything.
So he played 1 season here. Why do we see these highlights with LeBron dunking on them all the time?
I don't remember that.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Hey, Max, I just saw them highlights with James
you
Worthy
gotta-
dunking on you, and you fell.
You can't mention the dunking
It was the
highlight
same type
unless
of
you
dunk,
mention
too.
the follow-up highlight.
He fell down too. He fell down too. He took a talk.
And let me tell you what happened after that. I put damn James Worthy in his place too. I mean, there's somebody in here had 24, 8, and 8 in that final game, and his name wasn't Bird.
What was the name?
Damn cornbread. You know?
Oh man, y'all too funny.
I remember after the dunk, some comeback from you and a little bit of chirping also, if I remember correctly, with the
A lot of it.
a lot of bit. Well, I was going to say, you're one of the best trash talkers I have ever covered. One of the other best trash talkers I have ever covered is Kevin Garnett.
Yeah.
You played with Larry Bird who was one of the best trash talkers this game has ever seen. How much trash talk goes on in an NBA Finals game, and what are some of your best trash talking stories? I want to start with you, Max.
I think my best story probably was playing against the Lakers, and I had 2 or 3 guys over there who weren't playing, were chirping at me, and the ball comes out of bounds. I'm standing beside Pat Riley, and the official about to hand me the ball, and I said, hold on a minute. The official like, hold on a minute. Pat was right there. I said, Pat, do me a favor, put one of them assholes in down there. He gets the guy down the end and goes, you go in the game. The guy guards me. I scored about 8 quick points on him. Now he's walking back to the bench. I said, the next time you get in the game, the next time you get a chance to watch a game, you'll sit down and you'll shut the hell up.
Damn. That you said, man, whatever, Max, you didn't do that. Oh my God. What about some of the trash you heard Bird talk about?
My thing with Bird is just but see, I was the first guy really to guard Larry. And I remember I was like you, I was the king of the mountain, man. I was averaging about 20 and 10 when Bird got here. Yeah. So I'm thinking he's coming to this building. I'm looking at him, but we have the first practice. I'm thinking like, this ought to be a piece of cake. Yeah. Guy don't look fast, don't look good. Yeah. I'm about to do something to him.
Yeah. Indiana.
Boy, I'm telling you what, it changed my opinion about racism in this world. Because I remember he scored the first basket, Jet, on me. I scored on him, second basket. But as I proceeded, he started going further and further and further away. And by the end of the practice, it finished. The first black person I said, you know what? That fucking white guy can play down there. So that was my thing.
Was he giving you kind of looks, or what was it?
No, he didn't give you the looks, but then every other person of color would ask me when the Celtics got ready to play, they're like, yo, man, how's this kid Bird? You about to find out.
Oh,
you about to find out.
Right. Damn. All right, Jet, you done played with some pretty tough trash talkers, pretty legend. Who would you say is up there, ranks up there? KG? Would you say KG or
KG's up there, but you know, my mentor, former Celtic, is Gary Payton.
Yeah.
Gary Payton.
GP is the king of trash talk.
King of trash talk?
Oh, man.
Hey, give me a story. Give me something.
No, but I'm just saying everything's a game, on the court, off the court.
Right.
It's where you playing pool, darts, anything. He's the greatest at everything. Let him tell it.
Yeah.
Right? And you're going to hear about it.
You're going to hear about it.
You can't make a move without him telling you something. But I remember, you know, one of the stories, we're in the playoffs, I think it was against New York. Melo won't like me saying this, but KG had one of the greatest lines ever when I think Melo was shooting free throws, and he kind of walked up to him. Now, we don't know if he said what was put out there and projected.
I don't know what he said. Don't ask me.
Ruthless's most brutal trash talk.
I still don't know to this day what KG said.
But I still don't know. You know, the names will be changed to protect the innocent.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, give some details for the people who don't know.
I don't know to this day.
All right.
There you go.
I don't know what was said to this day.
But KG's line was he would come by you and he would smell you and he would tell you, sweet.
Oh, no.
Sweet.
No.
I was like, oh, wow.
I feel like
that's just demoralizing as a player. Like somebody
that's
calls you sweet, that's tough.
I feel like your trash talk in that 2011 finals, though, against Wade and LeBron was pretty epic.
Well, the one thing about trash talking is, and Truth knows this, that there has to be some truth to what you're saying.
Right.
And for me, I just knew LeBron James, you know, I'm 6'8", big body, 250, 260. I'm 175. He can't chase me around. Definitely can't chase me around for a whole 7-game series. So there was some truth to what I was saying, right? But I was also confident in my guys and my teammate, and I knew I had to deliver. So I kind of was putting some pressure on myself to deliver. And Dirk called me out, like he always does. You know what I'm saying? But in that moment, I had to show up for my guys.
No, for me, the ultimate trash talk is by you, something that you didn't say, but something that you did. Like, Jet went out and got a tattoo of the championship trophy before they even won it all. Like, what if y'all had lost that year?
Right.
That's ultimate trash talk without, like, he went and got a championship trophy tattoo. Didn't you?
Yeah,
Was that it?
That's how the story goes, but I got about 18 other tattoos that, I mean, it didn't quite work out.
That's the one we know about.
He got about like 10 baby mamas tattoos that didn't work out. Nah, nah, I'm messing with you. That's not true, by the way, y'all.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
Oh, man.
So what do you think of this team here? And you've got an interest on both sides. We're going to let you have that. That's fine. How do you see this matchup, especially going into game 2?
Well, I got to be real careful, right? Obviously, because what I do now, I'm an assistant coach with the Utah Jazz, so you know, I probably won't say names directly, but if you talk about the Celtics, they have the best starting 5 in basketball. Go down the list. Yes, go down the list. Look at the 30 teams. There is not 5 better starters, right, by position in the league. Teams might have 2, you might have 3, but you don't have 5 guys that bring to the table what the Celtics do. They play both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively. They don't have to double team. They can guard you man to man, and then they shoot the ball with efficiency. That's just hard to beat. You know, the Mavericks are good. They got a good team. They're well coached, right? But when you talk about 5 guys, right, collectively, right? I didn't even add the 6th guy in there, right? When you add the 6th starter, we used to call him, because that's what I played. That's where Cornbread played. It's a very important position. And I just think the deeper team has the advantage.
I mean, that number 18, that idea of getting number 18 has been hanging over the franchise since a while, since y'all won yours. And tonight, when you guys get into the arena, they've spelled out, you know how they put the shirts on the seats, right? Most of the shirts are black, but some of them are white. And the white ones, they spell out 1-8. So this franchise is not running from what they're looking for, which is number 18.
Here's a question for you. Anybody in the audience can answer this. Who wore number 18 for the Celtics?
Who wore number 18?
18.
I thought it was Collins.
Dave Collins?
I thought it was Collins.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
There you go. Well, trivia. He brought trivia night to the event.
That's a good one right there, Dave. Yeah, that's right. It was Dave Collins. What a play by Dave Collins.
But you say they've got the best 1 through 6, or sort of the best collective 6, right? So do you feel like 18 is coming in the next week or 2?
I mean, it's right there for them to grab. Now, don't get me wrong. When you're in a series, it's a back and forth, it's a battle, but there's going to come a point in this series where we're going to look across the court, and I'm going to look at, there's no more game plan. It's us versus you, and you're going to know, like, we're the better team.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let me ask you, Jet, Cedric, question for both of y'all. What were some of your more memorable finals matchups? Like just individual-wise, maybe.
No, I think mine was, 2. Definitely had to be Philadelphia. And if you have a fear of heights, then you did not want to guard Dr. J out there.
Damn.
Because I saw you one-on-one, you on that offside, Jet, and they had this play back in the time where they would send all 4 guys to the other side of the court. And you're standing there, and it's you and Dr. J. And all I remember was, in my peripheral, I could see 18,000 people start to stand up in the spectrum. And in my mind, I was like, oh, hell. Something bad about to happen up in here.
Had you on that island?
That was the best. And then also playing, to me, they'd also be playing the Fakers, though. Fakers, not Lakers.
Oh, boy.
Fakers.
Oh, the Fakers. I was like, okay, the Fakers.
Hey, the Fakers.
Subtle shot.
All right, matchup.
I think for me, it was my first finals. You know, you don't know what to expect. P, you've been there twice. You just don't know what to expect. So a lot of media, a lot of pressure.
So wait, both of your finals was versus
Miami.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So 05, 06, we played Miami. And when I looked across the court, my idol, Gary Payton, is on that team.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Alonzo Mourning's on that team. Shaquille O'Neal. So they had like 4 Hall of Famers. Antoine Walker was on that team. Jason Williams was on that team. So when you talk about teams and you get to the finals, we already knew they were the better team. Right? But we played better in the moment, and we got up 2-0.
Ooh.
Not just that.
Oh, man,
explain where you were in game 3.
Game 3, we're up 12 with 4 minutes left, and then we met Flash.
Yes. That was where Dwayne Wade took over for the first time.
That one still
Dwayne
sting.
Wade.
Yep. And that was young Dwayne Wade, where he was literally just crashing the basket, would fall down on every shot. We thought he was going to break his skeletal system by the time that series was over.
Thought it was 6 referees on the court, but we're not going to say nothing about that. You know what I mean? But, I mean, it's just a situation where you're in the finals, you're up 2-0. You think, you know, P, how that is, 2-0 in any series, let alone the NBA Finals. Planning parades.
I got to ask Paul this because this is a special moment for me. You're playing against New Jersey. You guys are down in that third quarter. And Antoine Walker puts a speech on that would have made a sailor start to blush the way he was talking to you. I was like, oh, and the response that you guys came back from 24 down in the fourth quarter and won that game. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard. I've heard the Garden loud and hype, but not as much. It was crazy.
Ever been louder than that. Yeah, Antoine has some words for me, but the thing about that I don't really see that no more. He knew he could talk to me like that. We held each other accountable.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he could tell me, Paul, you playing like you wake your up, losing all kind of cuss words, and I'm just sitting there taking it like, all right, I hear you. All right, maybe I should do something about it. And, you know, I think when you're able to hold each other accountable and not get mad at one another, it makes you better. And that's the thing about our team and a lot of teams that I played on. Like, I could yell at Jed about something like, man, you know, you got to play some D or make that shot, and he could do the same to me, and I won't take it personal. And I think that's what championship teams are all about. And that's what I see from this team. I think before it was personal, like they would talk about each other and yell at each other, and they kind of took it personal because you hear like, oh, they don't hang out no more, or now they hang. I feel like this team doesn't do that anymore. No. I think they're able to hold each other accountable. Like Jalen and Jason don't care that Jalen's the best player, and vice versa. They don't care. They just want to win.
They're winning.
They just want to win, and I see that from this team. And I told them this summer, I said, I want nothing more in the world than y'all to win a championship. Like, nothing more in the world. Like, because I feel, I mean, not that I feel, I am a part of this.
Yes, you are. Oh, come on. He's a part of this. Before we keep going.
And y'all are all a part of this. Like,
I do want to tell the guys over there, you see me? You see me? I see you. You see me, right? We can hear you. So listen to these greats up here, all right?
Like, seriously, I feel like if they win that I actually had a part in it or something. I don't know what part,
you
but
are.
I just know.
You are.
I know I'm going to be on the duck boat if they win. I know that
We
much.
want to see Paul in a duck boat? Y'all want to see Paul in a duck boat. I know you do.
If we win, I'm going to have a duck boat, and it's going to be 15 people from in here. We're going to do something. We're going to do something special. I was just talking about it. We're going to do something for you fans to get on one of these duck boats if we win.
All right, if we're talking about big-time finals matchups, can you just give us a little bit about you versus Kobe in those finals?
Man, the one thing I do remember Doc always emphasizing is it's hard to win. And it's hard to win. It's just hard to win. And I'm like, duh. You know, I got to guard LeBron for 7 games. I got to guard Kobe. And I'm thinking, like, this might have been the most, just mentally stressful thing I've ever been through in my life. Like, you talk about winning is stressful. Winning is like almost a burden. Like, you know, it's like a real burden because I don't want to talk to my family. I don't want to talk to my friends. All right, I got to guard LeBron left, right. I just can't sleep. It's a burden. And when you put yourself through that stress, I don't think people understand the stress that comes with this and the sacrifices you have to make. Like, I'm not even in the same room. I'm not sleeping with my wife tonight. I'm over here on the couch. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to hear nothing. I just want to focus. And
see, Cedric didn't need to know that. He didn't need to know that.
No, but it's like, that's how stressful it is.
That is too much information for
like, honey, I'm on the couch this week. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to hear nothing. And so I just think once you can just wrap your mind around that part of it, when you start to realize how stressful and be comfortable with that, then you understand what it takes.
Well, at the end of the day, big fella, you're a champion. And I have never been as proud of you to watch you as a kid coming up, talking a bunch of noise from, LA, that area, to the fact that all of a sudden this dude became a champion, and that was just the best thing to look at. And when you got there and you had tears in your eyes when you came out with the trophy, and that to me, that showed me just how much you wanted it and how much you needed it, and really the embrace that this city is giving you. Every time I look up, I see somebody, I don't care where I go at, all over the country, even all over the world right now, I see that damn number 34 sticking around someplace.
Thank you. Oh, there go one right there. All right, there go one right there. Oh, there's one right there. Oh, there's one right there. There's one right there.
I just remember covering those series and thinking that this guy is absolutely 100% confident he is better than Kobe Bryant. There was no doubt.
I think you have to believe that.
No doubt in your mind, and that is what let you play the way that you played, and I was super impressed.
Yeah, I think you have to have that type of mentality. I understand who Kobe was, and I understood who LeBron was, but I think I had the ultimate teammate. It wasn't me only thinking that. Kevin used to tell me that too.
Yeah.
He used to be, I'm telling you, dude, I played with the ultimate hype man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'll be in the locker room. KG be like, Lord, you better than LeBron. Let's go. You got him today. I'm like, all right, yeah. I mean, if you got a hype man like that, oh man, how can you let him down? I'm telling you.
He got to be one of the best teammates
Like
ever
the best
in
teammate
the history of basketball.
Ever.
It was never about him, right?
I swear.
Right.
I'm talking about.
I remember playing pickup when I first came to the Celtics, and we're in LA, and all I heard was KG yelling to Rondo, "Get Jet open! Get Jet open!" I'm like, "What?
Right.
Get me open?
Get Jet open."
I'm used to handling the ball. No, get Jet open.
Right. Set a
This
pick
is
for
in
you.
pickup. Like, KG, relax. We got a whole nother 8 months to get ready for the season. Damn. He's sweating. He's spitting on you.
Yeah.
But you gotta love it, man. He really, about basketball, his craft, he was so serious. And then if you were on his team, I mean, he would go through the end of the world for you.
See, that's the one thing.
Look, Paul, before I get out of here, I just want to make sure that you know and Jet knows and everybody knows, because you're a leader of this thing. When are we going to have Ray Allen's jersey retired?
Oh.
It's about time. I think so.
Right?
We're going to have to talk about it. Hey, Ray was a big part of this big three. I don't care what none of y'all say. He did this, but Ray is every bit a part of this.
Yeah, Ray was a big piece.
We love Ray.
I want to point out
Ray.
that, Paul, you from the jump have been very gracious about Ray and including him in everything. So whatever the all business is, and we know there's been some business, you have been such a great leader for that unit and making sure everyone feels included individually. I always appreciated that. I do want to say, y'all talking about KG, you, the three of you enabled the team that is here now because y'all were traded to Brooklyn for those draft picks. So thank you to all you guys.
Rachel, I'm glad
Well, they
you
better
brought that
cash in then.
I knew I felt a part of this.
See, there you go.
Man, I knew it.
You're
They
responsible.
better cash in then.
There you go. All right, before we all get ready for game 2, we do have a special throwback item that we want to present Paul with.
Is that JB?
Producers,
Man,
can
gotta be
you
a
bring that
warm-up?
out here?
That's
It's not a watch.
Is that JB?
That's great.
Yo, man, don't you got
JB, what's up, JB in the house? Hey, give it up for Jay Brown.
JB in the house.
Let's go.
We need 30 out
damn.
of you tonight.
Oh my gosh. Look what they got for your boy.
Yeah.
This is the actual wheelchair.
We got to auction that off.
All right, y'all. Hey, let's get ready for game 2, y'all. That's all right. We off to game 2, y'all.
Yay.
Thanks for coming out. Truth Lounge, baby. I'll see y'all in the arena.